back to our CyberKnight interview series, where we sit down with our business unit heads to explore the topics shaping the future of cybersecurity. Today, we're joined with Abdullah, who will be sharing his perspective on AI-generated code, the growing pressure on developers to balance speed with security, and why digital trust, identity, and certificates are becoming critical to the future of cybersecurity. What is one trend you think is being overhyped? And what is one trend companies should actually be paying more attention to?
I believe there are a lot of buzzwords roaming around the AI and cybersecurity.
Do you think companies are buying too many cybersecurity tools?
Utilization problem.
Is AI-generated code making software development more secure, or is it creating vulnerabilities faster than teams can fix them?
I think it's both sides, Tia. So if you look into it, AI-generated codes, definitely it will accelerate the software development process. But at the same time, also it's accelerate the introduction to new vulnerabilities.
In the future, will digital trust, identity, and certificates become just as important as traditional cybersecurity tools?
Especially for some organizations, I believe they are more important than the traditional tools.
Welcome back to our CyberKnight interview series, where we sit down with our business unit heads to explore the topics shaping the future of cybersecurity. Today, we're joined with Abdullah, who will be sharing his perspective on AI-generated code, the growing pressure on developers to balance speed with security, and why digital trust, identity, and certificates are becoming critical to the future of cybersecurity. Hi, Abdullah. How are you?
Hi, Tia. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you for coming today.
Thank you. Thanks to you.
Okay, I'm going to start with the first question right away.
Yeah.
Cybersecurity is full of buzzwords right now, especially around AI.
Yes.
What is one trend you think is being overhyped? And what is one trend companies should actually be paying more attention to?
Well, thank you so much for this question. I believe there are a lot of buzzwords roaming around the AI and cybersecurity. One of the most common, I think, buzzwords regarding AI and cybersecurity is that AI as a standalone can fix or mitigate the cybersecurity. Well, dramatically, AI, they can improve the threat detection, SOC automation, or even the incident response. They call it set it and forget it. Well, if you ask me about what is the more, let's say, practice or trend that companies they should pay attention to, I believe it's the identity security. Why? If you look nowadays, more of the organizations and the let's say companies, they are going towards the SaaS-based or the cloud or the hybrid mode. This makes the identity as a security parameter. If you know most of the, let's say, successful breaches, it involve on compromised credentials or even excessive privilege, or even also sometimes weak governance identity, more than the normal malware attacks. So I believe let's say the companies who are investing on the privilege access management, as an example, or the phishing resistance tools, who are doing continuous verification, will be in a better position more than those companies who are only focusing on the latest updated AI tools.
Right. Perfect. That was a perfect answer, Abdullah. Thank you. I'm going to go on straight to the next question.
Yeah.
A lot of companies are rushing to adopt AI. From your perspective, what is the biggest security risk businesses are underestimating in that rush?
Oh, well, that's another good question, actually. I believe, if you look into the all organization, what is the most important element in these organizations? I believe all of them, they are worried about their data. So coming from this perspective, having said this, if you look into the companies who are adopting AI, the biggest risk will come when these companies or organizations start giving the AI the access to their sensitive data without applying the let's say the compliance or the governance that they do for their people and their devices.
Yeah.
Okay, so I believe many companies, they don't have the security fundamental questions, such as what should I give the AI access to my data? What access I should give to the AI? Who can prompt this data to the AI? Where is this data stored? So I believe these gaps, in a way or another, will definitely lead to data exposure or even intellectual property leakage, or even compliance issues.
Perfect. Thank you, Abdullah.
Thank you.
The next question I'm going to ask you is, do you think companies are buying too many cybersecurity tools, or are they simply not using the tools they already have properly?
Okay, I believe, see, from my point of view, it's more of utilization problem rather than having the right tool or the bad tool. So if you look into most of the organizations, I believe nowadays they are keen to have the updated or latest security solutions. But although they don't have the visibility still, and they always have the struggle with the integration and also operational efficiency. If you look into their existing tools, I believe most of their current tools are not utilized in a proper way. They might be good tools, it's not bad tools, but the reason why it's not utilized, I believe, the team on this organization, they don't have the right time, even the expertise, or sometimes the right resource to configure these tools in a proper way.
Yeah. Perfect. The next question we're going to go into a little bit more specific.
Yeah.
Is AI generated code making software development more secure, or is it creating vulnerabilities faster than teams can fix them?
Okay, I think it's both sides, Tia. So if you look into it, AI generated codes, definitely it will accelerate the software development process. But at the same time, also it accelerate the introduction to new vulnerabilities. Developers, of course, they will get the benefits of the AI generated codes by by applying the secure coding practices. They will write faster code. They will identify bugs faster. But on the other hand, where is the challenge, or let's say the concerns from the AI generated codes? It might generate unsecure, unverified codes where the developer will take it as it is, will accept it, and then he will don't understand that suggestion that come from the AI. So this will definitely lead to of course vulnerabilities, because I'll tell you, when we are talking about acceleration, the speed of the software developments exceed the speed of the security review. This is how it is.
Thank you. The next question: should developers be responsible for security, or is that an unfair when they are already expected to move quickly?
Well, good. I believe, yeah, developers are, of course, responsible or sharing the responsibility of the security, but they are not the one who should carry the responsibility for security. Actually, developers, they can be the best possible, in the best way to handle the issues or the vulnerabilities, to prevent it by, of course, by practicing the secure coding practices during the development time rather than after deployment. So yes, I believe they are sharing their responsibility, but they don't carry it alone.
Perfect. Okay, the last question I have for you, Abdullah.
Okay.
In the future, will digital trust, identity, and certificates become just as important as traditional cybersecurity tools?
Well, indeed, actually, they are. Yes, especially for some organization, I believe they are more important than the traditional tools. See, the traditional tools like NDR, EDR, even endpoint, WAF, all these are important tools. But if you look into the reality, they are still below the control of the new modern, security tools such as identity or digital trust or certificates. This is something we call it the idea of ZTA, Zero Trust Architecture, which means never assume, based on locations or networks. Always verify the context, the identity, the devices, stage. So in conclusion, I believe the traditional tools, or let's say, the digital trust or certificates or identity are not as important as traditional tools. I can say it's the foundation of the where these traditional tools are depending on. This is how I look into it.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Abdullah. That brings us to the end of today's conversation. Thank you so much for sharing your insights and perspective on where cybersecurity industry is heading. Keep an eye out for more discussions with CyberKnight's business unit heads as we break down the topics, shifts, and challenges driving the industry forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Abdullah.
Tia. Thank you
Of
so much.
course.
Thank you.